Divine One, beautiful day to you all, or night, depending on where you are located in the world. It's a gorgeous day out here. As y'all can see, I'm out here in nature. I'm still at work, so I've got one more hour left, and then I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go to a park today because it was a pretty heavy day, so I've been on calls all day long. I'm definitely needing to do some grounding. I need to recall my energy back to myself because I do not like to talk too much. And when I'm on the phone like that, person after person, resolving issue after issue, I just gotta release some of this energy today. I hope that you guys can hear me through the wind. It's breezy. It's beautiful out here because it's windy. Although it's hot, I'm in the shade. It is feeling so good. Oh my goodness. This is just the type of weather that I would love to be able to experience all year round. So I'm going to add that to my list. I'm going to add that to my list of accomplishments. Relocate in a place where it's like this all the time. So that's next up on the list. After the necessities. You got to have the financial, means to be able to do that, right? So I'm going to work on that. How are you guys? I hope you all are well. And if not, that you are taking the steps to get to a much better place. And as you are healing, you are feeling better every day. I'm hoping that as you are healing whatever wound or wounds that need closing, so that the enemy cannot steal from you, drain you, delay you, that every day is getting just a little bit easier for you. As it is for me, every day is getting a little bit easier. I'm pretty sure maybe you guys can notice a shift in my energy, from my earlier videos, because I'm getting better physically. I'm getting better mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Is always growth there because I've accepted my mission, so there's always growth there. But when I was not healed to the point where I am now, because we know that healing is constant. Healing never ends. I'm just looking backwards to make sure that I don't fall and bust my tail on anything. Fracture an ankle. At my age, I cannot afford to fracture any ankles because I already know it's probably going to take 2 years to heal, and I'm going to be laying down somewhere trying to recover for about 8 months minimum. I don't have that kind of time. So I'm being very careful where I'm stepping. When I was in an unhealed place, I did not love myself, and I can admit that. Many people don't want to admit that they never loved themselves, or that they don't love themselves. And the proof that I didn't love myself was the way that I thought of myself, spoke to myself, and how I allowed people to speak to me and treat me. Further proved that I didn't love myself because I allowed them to use and abuse me, manipulate me, control me, use me up and throw me away. All because I had a huge heart, wanted to help, was trying to be nice. They said they needed help. I believed them when they didn't. They were just lying. But I didn't know. I was naive. I was gullible. I didn't know my own worth. Didn't see my true value. But most importantly, I didn't love myself. So, I got taken advantage of. And that created a very resentful, angry, mean, alignment, it's not an alignment. And if you decide to accept it, knowing that it's not for you, then you're setting yourself up for failure, right? But not knowing or not being able to tell the difference between if something is for you and not, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other story. So that's why as we grow spiritually and mature and take on wisdom, we are able to learn how to discern. We are able to learn how to use our intuition and combine those two with time to be able to really determine if something is for us or not. And that, to me, exudes true growth. But one of the major lessons I learned when I was in a unhealed state was how not loving myself put me in situations where I accepted just whatever. And I assumed, oh, it's coming along my path, so that's got to be for me. It's coming to test your ass. It's coming to show you something that you need to see in order to grow. If you so choose to grow, right? Free will. Because you can keep learning the same lessons over and over. Same opportunities are going to come to you. And you never grow because you never learn. Maybe because you don't want to. Maybe because you don't want to take accountability and see things for what they really are. And that's very difficult along this healing journey, is accepting where we went wrong or where we are currently going wrong. Most people don't want to take accountability. They rather just stay in their ego and just accept that shit is falling apart, hoping that it's going to get better. But I don't know how it's going to get better if you don't decide to heal. Why you keep deciding to remain in situations, or why you keep deciding to accept things that you know are not for you, or why you keep accepting to deal with people that you know that you don't feel good about, and you know deep down that they don't care about you and they don't love you. But that was one major lesson I learned, and how I landed myself in unfavorable situations in the past was because I didn't love myself. I was in a 8-year-long relationship with someone who honestly did not care for me or love me. And it was hard to accept that because I cared for them and I loved them. But just because someone cares for you, what I mean to say is just because you love someone and care for them, it doesn't mean that the feelings are mutual. You have good intentions, but it doesn't mean that their intentions are good. So that's what we have to wake up to. You accept a job. Your intentions to take that job is to put food on the table for your family, to provide your family with what other needs that need to be met. Taking advantage of other livelihoods and taking vacations and just, having financial freedom if the job is going to provide that in whatever way that is. But, that the company is shady. They got some shady things going on. But, yeah, the pay is good. The money is good. It's not for you if, your heart is in the right place, or you are looking to move in that direction and make changes. to where your heart will be in the right place. But that is one major lesson I learned. How I landed myself in unfavorable situations and landed myself in connections with people that did not deserve my time or my energy. That happened, and I allowed it because I did not love myself. That's how it happened. Now that I love myself, again, there's no way I'm going to just accept anything. If I don't like something, I don't like it. I'm going to voice it. And if I can't find what it is that I'm looking for, I'm going to create it. Period. I know that with connections with other people, because I love myself, they will come in due time. The connections that I'm deserving of, they will come in due time because now I love myself. But I had to learn to surrender to divine timing. Things aren't going to happen when I want them to. And I'm okay with that. The reason why I'm okay with that is because 211 as I'm saying this, 121 as I'm saying this, the reason why I'm okay with it is because that's just going to give me more time to focus on me. Because I spent a lot of time putting energy into others. And that's why love dealt me a crazy card, a crazy set of cards. Love dealt me a crazy set of cards. You know why? Because I didn't know how to utilize love properly. Did not know how to utilize love properly in order to allow it to work for me. And it all started with myself. I didn't give love to myself. Therefore, that is why everyone that I met didn't love themselves. This whole life experience is just like a huge mirror. It's like a mirror effect. You know, how you think, how you go about your life, you know, when you encounter and meet others, you just mirror it back to you. So if you don't love yourself, you're going to meet someone else or others that don't love themselves either. But if you love yourself, you're going to meet others or someone that loves himself just as much as you love yourself. And what is that called? Class. That is called, and those are called, if we're talking about one person, it's called an energetic match. When we're talking about several people, we're talking about energetic matches. They're going to match your energy. So if you're tired of dealing with the same type of connections, okay, one step, stop, take a pause, and let's figure out what's going on. Let's figure out what's going on within you as to why you keep attracting the same type of energies, or the same type of energy if we're just talking about one. So that means that you gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta take accountability and call your own self out on your own shit. You know, get down to the bottom of it and handle it. And once you get down to the bottom of it, start healing it. And once you heal it, I promise you, you know, you'll start attracting what you want, what you desire. But you gotta heal what's in you. 505 as I'm saying this, you gotta heal what's in you first. Because again, what you want can't come towards you while you are still wounded with whatever is going on that is not in alignment. That's all. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how I jeopardize my future and, you know, my energy, my time, all of that, all of the above, because I didn't love myself. So I always tell you guys, that's why loving yourself is so important. But better now, attracting better energies, and attracting people that love themselves, because I love myself now. I love this woman here. I've told y'all this before. I love this woman here. I love this woman so much to a point where I will never jeopardize my time and my energy again. I will never accept opportunities that I know are not going to serve me, that are not going to position me where I know I need to be, where I know I deserve to be. So, you know, I really want you guys to focus on loving yourselves, because many people say that they love themselves, but they don't. Does it reflect in your actions, the choices that you make? If you truly love yourself, does it reflect in the actions and the choices that you make? And the company that you choose to keep? And the company that you choose to keep, or the connections that you have or are considering making, are they a reflection of you? And if they are, then is that in a loving way or in a way that is not loving? And again, if you're wanting more loving connections and you're just tired of all these vampires draining your energy, make the change by doing your healing work. So I'm going to end it here, guys. I know I said I wasn't going to see you guys until Wednesday, but I will probably see you guys every day this week. I feel like I need to get on here and encourage you guys and be a source of support every day. I'm still working on what I'm working on for us every day. It's been a busy day. It's been a highly distractive week. You know, that's why I say, coming off the weekend where it's so peaceful, and I make sure that my weekends are peaceful. It's like I don't even want to come into Monday, because it's like I know there's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of, what I'm not wanting to deal with. I just want to stay in my little peaceful, quiet cube on the weekends. So I'm definitely going to make that a point, that once things take off for me, because I know things are about to get really busy, I need my weekends. I'm going to need my weekends. I'm going to continue to need those days for me. And I don't want to work too long. I don't want to have long, drawn-out days, because I'm going into business for myself. I don't want long, drawn-out days. I don't want to be working 16 and 24 hours a day. It's like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to have hours that are conducive for my personal life schedule, to where I make sure that I have time to keep up with my spiritual practices, and I meditate, and I get the proper rest, and, I'm being able to have time to make a healthy meal, everything just needs to match up and line up, so I don't want to be too busy. But I hope that you guys are taking steps every day to show yourself some love. Be good to yourself and how you speak to yourself. Start matching up your talk with your actions. If you say you love yourself, then okay. Match the actions with the talk. And it's a process. Know that it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. The mindset doesn't change overnight. It's a process. It truly is, especially when you have had a certain thought process for so long. It takes time to transform your thoughts and your thinking and even your actions. You know, it takes time. My spirit team got on me the other day. Okay, well, are your actions matching up with what you're saying? Exactly. They call me out all the time. And I'm glad for that because, I need to be reminded of when I'm kind of veering off a little bit. Because we do that. We're human. We veer off from the path a little bit. And that's okay too. That's why, building your relationship with your spiritual team is so important. Because, they'll just gently remind you, hey, you're falling off a little bit. You need to come on back. Remember you said, are you still, gonna stick to what you said? Are you gonna remain faithful in, what you promised yourself? So, they're just wonderful in that way. Beautiful reminders. But I'm going to end it here, guys. I feel like I've been on here long enough. I will see you guys Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I kind of thought it was Thursday today for some reason. I think because I'm just ready to get back to the weekend. So, I got a reminder that it's just like, no, it's Tuesday, not quite Thursday. But I send you all so much light along, as you are on your healing journeys. I send you all so much love, so much peace, and I hope that you all are extending yourself an immense amount of grace and patience with yourselves. And that, again, I truly hope that every day is getting better for those of you that have begun your healing journeys. As you really begin your work deeply and seriously, it does, from personal experience, it does get better every day. Everything gets lighter every day. It does. It gets lighter. It does. I know if today feels like a heavy day, it gets lighter. It really does. But alright, guys, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Love, peace, and grace. Bye.